You know, I think this might actually be one of the most interesting reaction videos I've got to do in such a long time, because today we're going to be reacting to B-Komachi, as I believe the group is called, from Oshi No Ko, the live action version, featuring the singer Ano as one of the members, doing what I believe is their only video to date. It is called Twilight, written in Japanese, but read in English phonetics. And I am really excited to check this out. But before I jump straight into it, I just want to give a quick preamble to why this is such an interesting thing, in particular for me to check out. Now, first things first, obviously Oshi No Ko has been a cultural phenomenon. Talking more about the anime though, I mean, the anime, apart from the fact that it was something that was so popular and people were talking about so much that there was even that news story about apparently someone in their workplace might have responded quite violently to being given Oshi No Ko spoilers. So this anime is one of those ones that had people like really stirred up. Everyone was excited to know what the next episode was. I didn't actually watch it myself, but I kind of became familiar of the cultural phenomenon partly because of the fact that Idol by YOASOBI had become, I think it still is, I might be wrong in this, but I think it still is the best charting song ever in Japanese history, I believe. Someone can check me on that, but I think that remains true. I think it's still in the charts now. And that obviously elevated YOASOBI, who I got to see live, and you know, just seeing how much that affected so many people, how many people loved that song. And then obviously the fact that it was tied in with this anime that became such a cultural phenomenon. Anyway, all of that was very true, but still, I did not actually watch Oshi No Ko, the anime, partly because, you know, I've watched a couple of animes that I really liked, Bocchi the Rock, Nichijou, actually, that's both of them, but the thing is that I just, you know, I don't have a huge amount of time to watch TV series that go on for a long time and stuff like this, so I just never quite got on the bandwagon. And one other thing that made it really interesting is because I've obviously worked with record companies, I've worked with the music industry, and I've also worked with Chika idol groups here in Japan. I haven't worked with, like, the record company level idol groups. That's a very different thing, I imagine. But as a result, kind of in like a cross-reference way, I kind of have certain things about what I've heard about Oshi No Ko and how it apparently talks about the life of idols in these sort of very famous highlighted places. I have certain feelings about things I've heard that the story touches on and things that I'd be maybe interested to sort of, you know, see for myself. Let me know if you want me to watch Oshi No Ko, maybe I will. But it's just one of those things where, because it was a series and it takes a lot of your lifetime to sit down and watch a series, I just hadn't had time to do it. Then I heard about this live action version coming out, which I thought, cool, well, maybe it's a more concise version. I kind of usually prefer live action stuff anyway, just me, just my personal feelings. Yeah, if you're an anime fan, don't get angry at me. I was like, okay, that's cool. Maybe this is a bite-sized version I can watch. Then I found out it has Ano in it. And yes, Ano is an important selling point, because for me, Ano really is more in line with the sort of thing that I've been paying attention to. And I have been such a fan of what she's brought to the industry and how cool she's really been. She's kind of like counterculture in that she's, you know, she's a bit different, she's a bit rude, she's a bit edgy, but at the same time, it's, you know, she does also fit in very well with the whole Japanese celebrity scene. You know, she is still, for all the edgy, kind of rude things she says, she still has a polite demeanor. For all the things she talks about, you know, depression and not fitting in, she still at the same time, you know, really goes along with a lot of the things, you know, it fits in and, you know, takes part in all these sort of entertaining TV shows and musical things, stuff like this. You know, she is like just this wonderful balance of being a bit counter to everything that's going on, and yet at the same time, you know, being a part of the scene that we love. And I just think she's this brilliant addition to the whole scene. And on top of that, her debut album was, apart from giving us some of the best music videos I've ever seen, and also amazing lyrics all penned by her and really showing the kind of emotional depth that she has as a person, it was also just one of the best albums I've heard in a long time. So I've been a big fan of Anna. I've been watching what she's been doing. And so when I heard that she was in this, I was like, yes, I want to check it out. What I didn't, for some reason, maybe because I don't know the storyline of Oshi No Ko and anything more than vague details, really low resolution knowledge I have of it, I didn't expect that we were going to get a music video of her basically in what I'm assuming is the group that she is in Oshi No Ko. It doesn't feature the lass from Nogizaka, who I believe is playing the main character. So assumedly she's not in this group or something. I don't know, if you're an Oshi No Ko fan, tell me, or maybe don't tell me if it's a spoiler. I don't know. But anyway, this I'm assuming is a group from Oshi No Ko. And this is a song from Oshi No Ko. I'm assuming that B-Komachi is kind of like what Kesoku Band is to Bocchi the Rock. It's like the actual in in-story group, and therefore they are performing as that group. And they had a music video come out like a month ago. It's got 1.7 million views. I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I did not know this had come out. So I immediately clicked on this. I've subscribed to the channel. I'll press like after I've watched it. It's got 1.7 million views and only 37,000 likes, which might be like a low number, or it might be because, well, it could be one of two things. It could either be a low number for that number of views, or it could be because the 1.7 million views is a lot of people repeat watching this, which could be very good news. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. I have no idea. Obviously, I'm expecting it to be somewhat in the ground, in the line of what you call like typical idol music, especially if it's something from an idol show. Just checking if there's any English lyrics on there. I can put on the screen, but seemingly not. They're also generated ones. If it's from a show about idols and they have kind of like a stereotypical kind of cute idol look to them, I'm guessing it's going to be fairly normal idol music. But obviously it's going to have a little bit of quirk from having these famous people in there. Again, apologies, I don't know the other two members. I recognise their faces, actually. I really do recognise their faces. But I can't remember whether it's because they're solo singers like Anna, or Anna used to be in a group, whether they're from a group with their actresses. I don't know, but I do kind of recognise their faces. So anyway, there you go. That's my long preamble leading into this. It's the longest preamble ever done, like over 6 minutes. But I thought it would just be worth pointing out why I'm so interested by this. And anyway, enough talk. Let's get into it. I'm going to check this out, see what it sounds like. This song is called, Twilight by B-Komachi. All right, let's go. I love how they're highlighting all their voices. It's fun seeing Anno play the more stereotypical idol. She's got a lovely voice. Actually, the contrast between their three voices, very nicely picked. It's very, it is very much straight shooting idol music, but it's very well written. I love the little rhythm of the melody in the vocals in the chorus. God, I recognize those other two ladies. It's funny because obviously they have to be picked both as actresses and idols to fit the characters, but also to be able to perform also. I like that little rhythm there. Oh my god, stereotypical pillow fight! Remember guys, that's what all women do when left in a room alone. Find pillows and fight. That's a good little rhythm there. Good groove building up. I don't think that drop was a good idea. Why do I feel like this is foreshadowing something from the series? It feels like that's dropped in as a full wall break. Is that in Hakuba? Maybe not. Yeah, flashbacks. Ah, okay. This is what I expected, and in some ways so much more. All right, before we get into actually talking about this properly, just have to add a couple of points. So this scene, I thought it looked a little bit like Hakuba. For anyone who hasn't been following my channels for a while, I used to live in a place called Hakuba. And yeah, so I was residing in Hakuba, which was like the middle of nowhere. There's skiing places there during the winter, but during the summer, it's just kind of like this. Then again, there's a lot of rivers like this, so I mean, I'm just probably getting flashbacks, but it really reminded me of Hakuba. Anyway, so we got that scene, but also this little scene here. This looks so, I mean, yeah, you can have music videos with little turns in the middle, but this looks so dramatic by comparison. I feel like this is a full break for fans of the actual anime, which is showing them maybe like a scene, maybe something dramatic happens to her, something related to water, or someone drowns in the series, and that's what they're trying to foreshadow. I know that's just me. In a way, I almost kind of hope that is what it is. Not that I want to drown, it's just that would be a really cool little full break if that's thrown in. So anyway, yeah, that's really cool. I must say, though, I'm just impressed by how... Oh, yeah, I did also point out, I did say at this point, there was this little break in the music. Oh, yeah. So you have this bit, for me, I'm a big fan of bridges. Before we get into talking about what I think of the song overall, you guys know I'm a big fan of like bridges in songs. A bridge can make or break a song, and this had a really good build up. Calm, and then just suddenly breaking down again. I felt like they'd gone from quiet to loud. I know it's a very, almost like the key change chorus is like a stereotype of J-pop writing. The having a breakdown at the beginning of the last chorus, having the last chorus start quietly and then everything comes in is like a very big thing. But when you've just come out of a bridge that just did exactly the same thing quite quickly, it feels kind of like jolting forwards and back. So not a big fan of that arrangement choice, I'll be honest with you. But other than that, this song was really nicely written. I thought the chorus went well. I think the whole song moved with a really nice vibe. I mentioned how I liked how the rhythm sort of bounces along quite playfully over the beat. The rhythm of the vocals bounces along quite playfully over the beat in the chorus. I thought that was a really nicely handled thing. I really liked how it did what you really want any song from an idol group to do. Why are there 2 spoons in my coffee? Anyway, it did that thing you want any song from an idol group to do, which is it highlighted each of the members' voices, but in a way that worked well together. I often said, actually, ironically, on a very different note, this is what I always liked about Bish. I thought Bish were very good at this, and that each of the members had a really different voice. And in most of the songs, they laid them up in a nice way that each voice complemented the next one, but it sounded individual and distinct, and they did that really well here. Even works nicely when all their voices come together and they sing together, and that contrast between their voices just adds a really nice touch to love that as well. You know, and I have to point out as well that the acting as well, not only do they have very different voices which complement each other, they're great, they complement each other, but they also have these wonderful personalities that obviously they've been picked both to be the right people to play the characters, but also because of the fact that they have the ability to sing. And I feel like if this just came out and I had no idea what Oshi No Ko was, if I had no background on Anno, I would still be listening to this going, okay, fairly straight shooting idol music, but they go well together. Their voices go well together. The song's got a great chorus. The chorus is stuck in my head right now. I love that when I've finished doing a reaction and I'm talking about everything I think, but at the same time, the song's going around in my head afterwards. I can't sing. I love that aspect. I love that when you know a song's really stuck with you, as this has. It's a nice, wistful sounding melody. It's got this beautiful feeling to it. The video's fun and playful. You can tell a little bit of money's been put into there. The characters, I love to tell me who the other 2 actresses are, actresses/singers, because they did a great job as well. The video's got a little bit of drama in there. What could it be? It's just everything about this. I love the little scenes where they're just sort of playing cards together. The whole thing was really cool. Yes, it's not going to reinvent the wheel, but I think almost by definition of what it is a song being performed by a stereotypical idol group from an anime about stereotypical idol life. it was always going to have a certain stereotypical idol quality to it. Not that that's a bad thing, but that's a predictable aspect. And given those factors, I think this is about as good as it could come out. The members were perfectly picked. They contrasted each other well. The song was brilliant. The performances were brilliant. The video was bright and joyful. It had a little bit of everything in there. I just thought this was great. I really enjoyed it. I hope they come out with more music videos. Let me know if you wanted me to check out more stuff by any of the other members in this. If you wanted me to check out more stuff related to Oshi No Ko, anything like that, do let me know and I'll see what I can do. But this was cool. If not from a fan of Anno perspective, or just from the perspective of someone who's worked with idol music, or just from the perspective of being someone who's in Japan and loves anything that's culturally relevant to Japan, this was just fun. I really like this, so let me know if you want me to check out more of this. As always, get in the comments, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these. For now, ciao, ciao!